Hey guys, welcome to another live stream of MindPal. Model Context Protocol has been here for a while. I think it just got traction in early 2025 this year, and since then it has become more and more mainstream. Now, not just Anthropic Claude, the developer of this protocol, but also many other major companies and players in the AI space, like OpenAI themselves, are also adopting MCP as a bridge between their AI and integrations and tools from across the internet. MindPal ourselves, our no-code platform for building AI agents and multi-agent workflows, have also been supporting MCP since the early days. And after months of testing and helping many customers implement production use cases of MCP and see the real results, we are now confident to say that MCP is here to stay. It's not just another buzzword in technology. It's really legit, and it also has real impact that we ourselves see. And I believe many of you have also seen very practical use cases of MCP too. So that's why we decided to host this live training where we will share with you an opinionated guide to MCP. We would remove all the technical details that we think you don't have to know about. Instead, we will focus on the practical aspects of MCP, what it is, why it matters, how it works, like the simple understanding of the behind-the-scenes mechanism, some use cases of MCP in a business, as well as sharing with you some tips we have learned after months of working with MCP when connecting MCP to your AI agents. And then finally, of course, we will have a Q&A section where I have gathered some of the burning questions from across the community about MCP and AI agent. And then I, together with Tung, my co-founder here, will answer them all for you. So let's just get started. So
Yeah,
I have already prepared a simple note here so we can walk through each section. The first question, obviously, is what is MCP, Model Context Protocol? Tuấn, if you can explain MCP to a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old, how would you do that?
so basically MCP, you can imagine it's like a bridge between the AI model like ChatGPT and the tool that you use every day like Google Docs, Gmail or Notion. With before MCP, to make the um, language model connect with the tool, the developer need to write the custom code that plug in the tool system with the LM. And if we have, for example, 10 tools, and you want to connect all of them together with ChatGPT, you need a very good developer writing 10 pieces of code for each of the tool.
Yeah.
And if you have 10 tools and you have 10 language model, it means you need to write 100 pieces of code to just connect each of them together. But MCP acts as a bridge, and you just there will be some developer writing the MCP code for you, and there will be a link that you just use that link to connect 100 tools to 100 model, and that is the MCP. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. For me, when I explain MCP to somebody who is technical, non-technical, I often say to them to think of MCP like you are building toolkits for your AI. You have this toolkit that contain your Google Docs, your Google Calendar, maybe your CRM, or your Google Ads campaign, something like that. You package all of them into a toolkit, and now you can connect the toolkit to your AI. Previously, like Tuấn said, making this connection work is quite troublesome because each integration has a different kind of infrastructure and nuances, and so we and then each AI application like MindPal or ChatGPT or Claude will have our own way of talking to these tools as well. So it's kind of messed up. Now you have to deal with so many kinds of connections that cost a lot of time to establish. So the point of MCP is that it simplifies the whole thing by uh, essentially it standardizes how your AI would talk to your integrations. And now instead of having to worry about the technical details that are happening behind the scenes, you MCP just simplify everything. Like Tuấn said, you got you build this toolkit, and then like with remote MCP servers, you actually will get a single URL that you can plug into any AI, and that AI will instantly know about all of these tools and use these tools on behalf of you based on your instructions to complete some job. So I think uh, now that you understand what MCP is all about, a question that many people ask me is why should I care about MCP after all? I think there are three main reasons you should care about MCP right now. The first reason is that MCP is born not out of nowhere. It actually makes a lot of sense if you understand how powerful your AI can be when it comes to using different tools compared to like 2022 or 2023 when AI first like got the popularity. AI back then was simply a answering chatbot. So you ask something, it answers. But then over the last year, I think AI has now been able to use tools way more effectively. And way more effectively, I means it can use multiple tools at once, and it can even use one tool multiple times simultaneously. So it's very flexible and it's very smart now. So like an AI agent with the right model, an intelligent model, the right instructions and the right tools can be very powerful. It can work exactly like a human employee who cannot just talk but also take actions. So now that this AI has got so smart, we need to find a way to easily teach these AIs how to use your tools, right? So that's why MCP is here for a reason. And that's really legit. So I think that's the first reason you should care about MCP now. And the second reason is similar to what Tuấn shared previously. MCP decentralized integrations for your AI. In the past, if you have like for example X integrations and you have a Y number of applications or AIs you want to connect these integrations to, you would need to build X multiplied by Y number of connections. Now you just need exactly one connection. And no, you just need like, for example, you have like it's simplified a lot. Instead of this compounding number of connections you have to build, you can just build the connection once, and that connection can be used across multiple AIs. So that's very convenient for you as a user, especially when you don't have the time or the technical expertise to make this whole integration work. And the third reason is that MCP is not just another buzzword anymore. Like when MCP first came out, many people doubted about its future. But now, as more and more players like OpenAI and Anthropic and many more, even Zapier or Make or Active Pieces, many other players are also offer their own MCP integration. It's becoming mainstream in the AI world. And so I think now is the perfect timing for you guys to get started into the MCP world. You should understand about it, about what it can do and how it can work for your business. And since the concept, like the MCP is still pretty new, you can actually get a head start before a lot of your competitors or other people in your niche. And as you get used to MCP, I'm sure you will discover even more ways for AI to boost your productivity or do more things for you at work. So that's why I think this live training matters as well. So now, how exactly does MCP works? I think Tuấn, would you like to quickly explain the mechanism?
Yeah. So with MCP, I described before, is kind of a bridge between the tool and the AI model that you are using. So with MCP, there could be technically there are two components that call the MCP server and the MCP client. But you can think of it as the server is the tool that you want the AI to take the action on, and the client is the AI, is the AI agent or the language model, the ChatGPT or Claude. Uh, so MindPal, for example, will act as a MCP client. And for example, if you want to connect MindPal with Gmail, you will find the Gmail MCP server, and there could be a link that is the link of the MCP server. And in MindPal, or even in other tools, you just need to copy that URL from the server and plug into the client. And after that, the MCP will do its magic to just magically connect the client with the server or the MindPal with the tool that you want to use.
Yeah, thank you for that very clear explanation. While you're sharing, I also did a quick visualization to help you guys better understand how this works. So essentially, as I have said, you can treat the MCP server like your like a toolkit, and you can put into this toolkit your Gmail, your Google Drive, your CRM, any tools that you think are needed for your AI here. And then you can plug this MCP into an MCP client. This could be any AI that you are using, like MindPal, ChatGPT, or Claude. And for remote MCP servers, you can just turn this whole MCP server will have a unique URL. It acts as like an address of your toolkit on the internet, and then you plug this into the MCP client, and this MCP client will automatically communicate back to the MCP server to first understand what tools are there inside this MCP server. So what the AI can now do for you. So if you plug this in, this MCP client, let's say MindPal, would know that, okay, I now have access to your Gmail. I can send email or read email now. I can have access to your CRM. I can add new contact to this, or I now have access to your Google Drive. I can search for files and things like that. And then the second thing it can do is that when you ask it to do something, it will know about these tools and decide when to use them autonomously to complete the job. So for example, if you ask MindPal to let's say read your like check all the unread emails of today and draft a response for each, then the MindPal AI would go to use the Gmail tool here to read the emails and then draft the email responses for you. So that's essentially how this whole things work. MCP simplifies this a lot, because with MCP, you don't have to care about what's going on behind the scene. The MCP client and the MCP server will find a way to talk to each other for you, and then all you need to do is to make that single connection, and all it takes is a single URL if you are using a remote MCP server. So yeah, I hope that this explanation makes sense for you. And one thing to note is that you are not limited to one toolkit or one MCP server. You can actually create multiple toolkits. Each may be specialized, like customized for a specific department, function, or job to give to your AI. So that makes it easier for you to manage the permissions for the access for different AI agents. And that's something I will share with you when I show you some examples of MCP in action. Now, one thing to note is that there are actually two types of MCP servers that you should know about. There are the local type of MCP servers, and there are remote type of MCP servers. Let me explain them. So the first one, local MCP servers. These are the servers that you can download from the internet. It stays within your computer, and when you connect to your AI will run the code that you have just downloaded from the internet to execute this tool. So if you probably have seen some videos online of people using the desktop app of Claude or ChatGPT, and they connect their MCP server there, and that and Claude is able to control their other desktop apps. That is the local type of MCP servers, and this requires you to be able to look for MCP servers code base to download and connect to your AI, which is still something that takes a bit of time, and you are downloading other people's code. So if you are not able to take a closer look at the code, there is a risk that you may be downloading malware to your computer. But there is a second type of MCP servers. This is our favorite type, actually. It is the remote MCP servers. And by remote, this means the MCP server stays on the cloud and run on the cloud. That means you don't have to download any code. So no complicated setup, no technical knowledge required. You actually, there are some platforms like Zapier or Make or Epify that allows you to set up your remote MCP servers on their platform, and they all have some sort of visual builder for you to control the MCP servers settings as well as the tools very easily. So that's much easier for a non-technical user. And one very important point is that by making your MCPs stay on the cloud, that makes it possible for you to share the AI agents with these MCP servers with your team members or with your audience and clients more effectively. Because if the MCP server just stays within your computer, if you share that AI agent with your team member or with your clients who use a different computer, the MCP server access will not work. But since if we are using a remote MCP server, the whole thing stays on the cloud, and the address would be a URL. So anybody, as long as they have access to internet, would be able to use the AI agent with full MCP server powers. So this is very critical for MindPal because if you don't know yet, on MindPal, you can build AI agents and share the AI agents with your team members. So your team members can also collaborate on them or run them at their work. And you can also turn your AI agents and workflows into shareable chatbots or forms. So you can put on your website or share with other people for other people to use without having a MindPal account. So in order to maintain your AI agents full power of MCP when being shared across the internet like that, we would need your MCP servers to be remote. So that's why this is the among the two types, remote MCP servers are the type that MindPal support. So keep this in mind. Now, okay. Now let's talk about some common use cases of MCP. I think now, based on my observation, there are three common use cases here. The first use case is when you need to read data from your apps. It's perfect in case you want to brainstorm or do research or plan or strategize or explore something from maybe doing data analysis from the data of your apps. Then this is the use case, one of the use case that is quite popular with MCP. The second use case is when you can use MCP as a way for your AI to take action on your apps. So this is perfect when you need to like the AI to deliver its result to your actual business tools. So for example, if it just completes a blog post, it should be able to also save that blog post into your CMS. Or if it's a chatbot and it just chatted with a client, it should be able to create that client contact into your CRM. So this is the second use case. And the third very popular use case as well is to read data from other sources that are not owned by you. So for example, social media like LinkedIn or Instagram or YouTube and more. For some research use cases, you may need a way to access to these data sources, right? So MCP makes it easier for you to perform these specialized research, and like these kinds of data sources, sometimes they are not available by default inside your AI. So with MCP, you can easily connect your AI to these sources to check the data for you. So with that said, let me show you some real examples of each of these use cases so that you can see exactly how this works. So for example, let's talk about the first type of use cases here. To reading data from your apps, one of the use cases I have seen many people do is they build an AI agent for SEO keyword research, and they use MCP as a way to connect their AI to real-time data sources like data for SEO. So how does that work? Let me show you. Here, let me bring you to my workspace. So here, let's say I have an SEO keyword researcher here. And so I have provided a job to this. So it's a general SEO keyword researcher. It will help me to better brainstorm ideas for SEO and stuff like that. But every time I comes up with these ideas, I need a way to validate whether these ideas are viable. Meaning like, is there actual demand for these ideas? So I want an AI agent with access to real-time SEO data to quickly help me with that. Now, what I can do is that besides this instruction, I would need to give this SEO keyword researcher access to my data for SEO. Data for SEO themselves do not have an MCP server of their own, but platforms like Zapier actually have integration with data for SEO. So that's why I'm gonna go to my Zapier MCP dashboard here. Create a new MCP server. Let's select other as the MCP client, and let's name it data for SEO and create this. Now what I can do is that I will start adding the data for SEO tools to this toolkit, data for SEO. Add all the data for SEO tools here. Okay, let me try again, data for SEO. Okay, it looks like something is wrong, so let me try one more time. This time maybe I can, instead of selecting add every available tool for data for SEO, I can select individual tools like get keyword difficulty. This is essential tool here. Get Google search volume. Save this. Okay, it looks like my connection is not very stable, so that's why this keeps failing. But let me try it one more time. Let me go back to Zapier MCP and okay, it looks like Zapier MCP isn't working. Tuấn, can you quickly check if Zapier MCP is working on your end?
Let me check it.
Yeah, you can use our mutual Gmail account to sign in. I have
Zapier MCP is down now. The site is
oh
down.
what a bummer. Sorry, you guys, but this happens. But yeah, I think there may be some problems with their site right now. But maybe instead of demoing the whole process, I can share with you. I can share with you some so I try running Zapier MCP once a few times before. It works, but I think at this very moment of our live stream, it is down. So, but I have a tutorial that I made about AI agent, an SEO keyword research AI agent with Zapier MCP, data for SEO via Zapier MCP. So I can quickly show you that instead, so you get the idea. Here. Okay, Tuấn, can you see my screen? I'm sharing the tutorial that I once made about data for SEO via Zapier MCP.
I haven't seen the screen.
Okay, let me. Okay, let me do this. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to show you the actual process of how to connect, but since Zapier is temporarily down, let me show you this tutorial instead. So here I'm adding tools to my toolkit on Zapier MCP. As you can see, I'm searching for data for SEO here. And then I just add all of these tools to my data for SEO MCP. And then I switch to the connect tab to start connecting this Zapier MCP toolkit to my AI agent on MindPal. And as you can see here, in the tools section, my toolkit already had all the primary tools for doing SEO keyword research, things like getting keyword difficulty, or getting Google search volume, or getting keyword suggestions based on a topic or a seed keyword. That tool is also available, but I think it's hidden from view here. But then after you have all the flexibility to configure exactly what tools to provide to your MCP toolkit on Zapier. You can select more tools or remove any tools that you think your AI agent shouldn't have access to here. And for one MCP server like this, you can also add tools from multiple integrations as well. And then after you're done, just go to the connect tab and copy this server specific URL generated on Zapier. This would be the address to your Zapier MCP toolkit. Once you're done, go to your SEO keyword agent on MindPal, and then go to the integrations tab. Click on MCP here to create a new SSE MCP server. Let me show you here. Just provide a name that is convenient to remember for you, together with a server URL that you have just generated on Zapier. And then once you add it, you will see that MindPal will instantly found that this MCP toolkit is exposing these different tools here, like get keyword difficulty, get keyword suggestions as I have shared, and many more. So that means that this MCP is set up correctly, and you can save the AI agent and start chatting with it now. So now every time you want to quickly check something from the SEO data, for example, you think of a new blog post idea or a new sorry, a new free tool to put on your website, and you want to check whether or not there are real demand for this blog post or this free tool, you can just ask that question to the AI agent. No more clicking or no more navigating a ton of different dashboards. For example, in this tutorial, I'm brainstorming some free tool ideas to attract leads for MindPal, and then these are the ideas that the AI agent comes up with. But then I also ask it to take one step further and check the keyword search volume and difficulty for each of these ideas to prioritize which one I should implement first. And then, as you can see, the AI agent is calling these tools get keyword difficulty and get Google search volume. And then and then here's the data that it found. That's good. Like, it can find the exact difficulty, the search volume, competition level, cost per click, and monthly searches trend. So that's great. And now it will keep doing this until it finishing the research for every single idea it has proposed previously, and then based on which it can help me better decide which free tool idea I should do first. And this is just one example. I'm sure as a marketer or as a business owner with an online business, you will have a lot of SEO research to do. So feel free to ask this AI agent anything. And the AI agent, since it is now connected to all the tools of data for SEO, it can use the tools on your behalf and return the result right away without you having to log into data for SEO, clicking it to different tabs and seeing. So yeah, and as you can see, one of the powerful things about using AI agent using this tool is that it is very flexible. You can uses this data for SEO tool multiple times inside a single response. So let's say in this same conversation, if there are 20 different free tools instead of 15, it will do 20 research queries. So that's how flexible AI agents with MCP tools can be. So this is perfect for research work like this, or brainstorming or planning. So feel free to build AI agents like this to help you with all this work. So Tuấn, besides from this data for SEO, keyword research use case, have you seen any other use cases of MCP that involve reading data from a business's own business apps?
I think it would be something that you need to read the business context from Notion or Airtable. That is where people often um, dump their thoughts and content into it. That is one way. Or Google Doc as an example. Another use case is people using agent as the email assistant for them, where they connect to Gmail and summarizing the emails they receive, and then labeling the email, which email is important, which is not important. So they can consume the email faster. I think that is some, I think, basic but very popular use case when the use case about getting the data or context.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about data analysis use cases?
Mm, there is uh, I think there is a use case where you connect the model with the database. So I think data analytics have been a long time rely on the dashboard with custom code that the engineer write. But uh, I haven't seen a lot of that use case because database is quite sensitive. But the agent, it can actually query the database to get the custom data that they want, and then they can rendering the visualization on that and do the analytic in the custom way that you asking is for.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I believe data analysis analytics will be very useful. Like I'm uh, uh, I'm imagining like if MCP evolves even more with all access to our critical um, data apps and with securely, of course, like Google search or Google um, console or maybe our database or our payment processing, we can quickly ask the AI agent to do analysis on our traffic or our customers or our subscribers and many things like that. That would make it way more convenient in case we want to understand more about how our business is doing. So I tried it once actually, but the MCP servers are still getting developed. So for some of the tools I'm using, there hasn't been a comprehensive set of actions yet. So that's why I'm still not able to make something that work and share the tutorial with you. But I'm sure in the near future, these MCP servers would get more and more powerful and reliable. Yeah. Uh, okay. So a second use case that we have discussed is using MCP to help your AI agents take action on your apps. I think there are like one of the use cases that I have seen is when you can use the you can build an MCP server to help your AI agent create a new contact in your CRM automatically. So, for example, I have this AI agent on my pod here. Let me share my screen. I have this is an example AI agent I have built on MindPal called AI Concept Explainer. So this is on MindPal. One popular use case is when you can turn your AI agents and multi-agent workflows into lead magnets for your website. So you can train these AI agents and workflows to do one mini service for your visitors and you can put these tools inside your website and rank these tools on search engine. And now when somebody is interested in this mini tool, and they match with your niche, of course, they may find out about the tools you have built, and then they can chat with the agent or run the workflow. And then as part of the running process of the agent or workflow, you can teach the AI agent to subtly promote your product and services. And if the user express the interest, you can capture that information to follow up later. So in this case, I have a hypothetical company called MarketingPal. And my lead magnet here could be an AI concept explainer, where a visitor on my website could ask something about AI. And if this AI agent detects that this user probably is interested in AI marketing services, I instructed to subtly introduce marketing pals and get the information of the user, then uses the tool. Let's try a different tool instead of Zapier. I think Zapier is down now. Lead makes lead capture. So this is the lead capture tool I built on make.com MCP. So whenever there is a new lead, please use the make lead capture to keep to save the contacts data. So yeah, and now inside this, this is the max lead capture here is an MCP server I built on Zapier with one tool, lead capture. And let me show you how it works here. This is the lead capture MCP server I have built on make.com. Essentially, it has one action. This is a make.com workflow or scenario. So you can just build it exactly the way you have been building scenarios on Make previously. In this scenario, I have one action: add a row to a Google Sheets. And that Google Sheets is a simple CRM with all of these columns: name, email, company, role, demands here. And if you this sheet is the sheet that I'm using as a simple CRM for demonstration purpose. And now inside this Google Sheets, these are the columns that I need to fill for each new contact. So how does this scenario actually capture this information? Well, you can do that by going to the scenario inputs here and define what is the input required to run this scenario. It will be name, email, etc. And for each of these input fields, you can specify the type as well as the description of what this input is. So all of this information will be passed onto the AI when the AI run this tool, so that the AI knows that, okay, if I want to capture the lead for MarketingPal, I would need to gather the name, email, company, role, and demands from the user. So optionally, you can also define scenario outputs here, but this is optional. In this case, I don't need this tool to return any result in particular for the AI. It just says the workflow has been successfully executed is enough. But in case you want the scenario to return some information back to the AI, you can define the scenario outputs there. And then inside this Google Sheets, all of the name here will be taken from the scenario inputs, as you can see here, the blue ones. And then this one action will be executed when running, being called by the AI. One last thing you need to do to make this MCP server works is to ensure you have turned on the running mode of this scenario to be on demand. That means this scenario will be run whenever there is a third-party service calls this tool. So in this case, whenever an AI agent requests to use this tool, this scenario will be run. And since my favorite thing about using MCP on make.com is that the MCP tool itself is actually a make.com scenario or workflow. So that means you can add multiple steps to this workflow as well. So for example, if for your case, besides adding the information of the lead to the Google Sheets, you also want this scenario to send a notification email to yourselves that a new lead has been added, you can add a new step here, email, send an email, and then when you run this whole workflow, when this tool is being called by the AI, both the Google Sheets and the send email actions will be executed in one go. So this is perfect in case you have a process of like a step-by-step guide on how to process the output of an AI. So in this case, make.com is a very good candidate for such use cases. So yeah, now back to now that I have built an AI agent with this make.com MCP server. By the way, if you want to learn more about how to get the URL for this MCP server, check out our other deep dive tutorial on how to connect your MindPal AI agent to make.com. For now, I can publish the AI agent that I have built on MindPal previously as a chatbot like this here. And when I chat with it, what AI term would you like to learn today? MCP. And then it is sharing about marketing PAL now, and it asks whether I'm interested. Let's say yes. And now, as you can see, it is actively asking me for my name, email, company, role, and a brief description of what I'm interested in. So I can do that. I can say, this is my name, this is my email, this is my company, this is my role, and I'm interested in building an AI content engine, for example. Okay, now it says that the information about me that had been added to the CRM. So you do not see the actual tool call here, but that's because this is the customer facing interface. So the tool calls are hidden from view. But if you take a look at the execution history of your make.com scenario, you will see that that a new execution has just been run. And if you take a look at the our Google Sheets originally here, yeah, a new role has been added to this CRM with exactly the information that I have provided it during the chat. So this is how you can leverage this feature to make your AI chatbots and many more, being able to add something to your database or your system directly on their own. So yeah, this is a very popular use case I have seen with MindPal and MCP. And the final use case that we have discussed is about use cases when you can read data from sources that are not owned by you, like social media. And for that, I actually recently have I have helped a customer build an AI workflow leveraging exactly that. So here, I have this multi-agent workflow that I'm sharing on the screen, podcast guest research workflow. Essentially, the purpose of this multi-agent workflow is to take in the basic information of a guest of a podcast, and then together with a profile URLs, and this could be their personal website, their social media channels, etc. And then it will complete a comprehensive background research on the guest from the provided URLs. Then it will plan for the podcast as well as suggest a questionnaire we can use based on the guest background as well as the theme of the podcast episode. And finally, help me prepare a podcast introduction script based on all this information as well. So now, one thing to note is that inside this guest background research, I am assigning this step to this podcast guest researcher AI agent here. And this AI agent, if you take a look at the task execution, I'm asking it to thoroughly examine each profile URL using Amplify MCP or scrape a website tool. This is a built-in tool inside MindPal in case that's a personal website. Extracting key information about the guest, and then compile all into synthesize all the gathered information to provide a concise overview of the guest and any unique perspectives they may bring to the table, or any key talking points we can cover during the podcast episode. And this MCP server, in this case, I'm using the MCP server created on Amplify. Amplify is a store that provides you more than 5,000 different web scrapers and data automation tools. Like for data sources like this, they are very nuanced and specialized. A generic web scraping tool may not be sufficient because, for example, if the profile URL is a LinkedIn, normally scraping LinkedIn profiles is very challenging because LinkedIn has a lot of restrictions preventing bots from scraping the data. And there are thousands of different pages like that with heavy restrictions. But since Amplify is a specialized tool for web scraping and data automation, they have a lot of specialized web scrapers that just focus on doing the scraping of that same kind of website. Now, you can take a closer look at my Amplify MCP tool, like here. This Amplify MCP I have connected. It has access to three of the actors, the web scrapers on Amplify, LinkedIn people profile scraper, YouTube scraper, Instagram scraper. These are the kind of scrapers I need for this use case. But maybe if you need more scrapers, let's say you need Twitter or X profile scraper, or Reddit, or many more, or maybe you are interested in Google Scholar or something like that, you can find out these web scrapers on Epify store and connect them here. I also have a separate video that dives deeper into how Epify MCP can be connected to your MindPal account in detail. So make sure to check that out too. But now that I have connected my these tools to this podcast guest researcher, I can now start we can now try this out and see how it goes. So for example, let's say I have I'm about to have a podcast episode about how podcasters can use AI to boost productivity. And the guest name here would be, I think, let's say Lenny Rajiski. And I can provide the links to his profiles here. This is his LinkedIn. And this is his YouTube. Here. And you can add you can even add his Instagram account here as well, but essentially I think I can add these two, and then let's try running this workflow and see how it goes. First, my podcast guest researcher is doing its job. And as you can see, it detects two links, one LinkedIn and one YouTube channel. So that's why it's calling these two tools. This LinkedIn people profile scraper for the URL of Lenny's LinkedIn profile. And this one YouTube scraper for the link of Lenny's podcast profile. So now that it's done, now it can this tool will return the result information about these two profiles, things like the about of his LinkedIn, his education and experiences, recent posts, and many more. Similar for YouTube. And then now the AI has full information about Lenny. It knows things like Lenny used to work for Airbnb and many more. He has a newsletter and podcast, etc. And then now, based on this information, my workflow continue to suggest the podcast outline and a questionnaire to use use during the podcast. And finally, the podcast introduction script based on the content, the outline of the podcast episode suggested in the previous step, as well as the guest background. So this is one way you can use MCP to explore the data, read the data from different sources, advanced sources from the internet. And as I have shared, Epify actually has way more specialized web scrapers for you to check out. These, like, they have Instagram, Apollo, and many more here. The ones I have just shared are just some of their examples. So if you need specialized web scraping needs and the generic default web scraping capability of your AI isn't working, then you can try connecting your AI agent to Epify MCP server with the right web scraping tools here. So that's it. I think these are some of the use cases I have seen with MCP on MindPal that could serve as great inspiration for you to see how MCP can be used inside your own business. So now I think let's discuss some of the commonly asked questions about MCP, shall we? Okay. The first question that I got asked a lot is what's the difference between traditional integrations versus AI with MCP? Bong, can you help this person out?
I think I have explained it in some way before, uh, but basically, uh, with the traditional integration, you need to write or configure the integration between one tool and one LM. But with MCP, you can, with just a link, you connect the model or ChatGPT with hundreds of tools instantly. So that is the biggest difference, and it unlocks the efficiency when you want the AI model to take action.
Yeah, and I think two more things to note is that the nature of AI is that it is autonomous and flexible. So normally, if you are using traditional step-by-step integrations, you are defining a rule-based and very black and white logic to follow. Like do something in app A and then do something in app B and then do something in app C. But with AI, it's smart enough to understand all of the tools given to it, so it can follow your instructions to use the tools autonomously and flexibly when to complete a job for you. So for example, the first use case that I have shared, when you use AI as a way for you to quickly chat with SEO data, it's very flexible. Your query can vary from time to time, but now that the AI has access to all these SEO tools, it can decide on its own, based on your request, of course, which tools to use and how to use. And this is not possible with traditional integrations when you need to define configure every single thing beforehand. So make sure you leverage this power of AI with MCP. Now, another question I got asked a lot is where do I find all MCP server options? And how do I know if an MCP server option is good, is right for a use case? For MyPal, we actually have compiled a list of MCP servers that are confirmed to be compatible on MyPal. You can check it out on our documentation on MCP here. Let me quickly show you that. Here, we have a section on proven compatible MCP servers together with a tutorial if available for you to check out. So how do you know if an MCP server option is right for you? Well, to select the right MCP server for you, I suggest that you start first from understanding what you need. Each use case may be different from each other. You may need the AI to do different things in a different process. So you need to understand that first, and then you should take a look at these different MCP server platforms. They are different a little bit from each other, and see which one can serve your need. So for example, in the case of Make.com, they are turning your workflows on Make into a tool inside your MCP server. So that's why you can do multiple things in a tool. But with Zapier MCP, for example, you are adding individual actions to your MCP server. So that's different too. Or for example, if you are using Epify, they are for uh, data scraper. So you don't have very explicit control on what's going in and what's going out of these tools. So you need to understand the tools as well. So I suggest that you should understand your needs first and see which MCP server platform can meet your requirements, and then pick the one that you are most comfortable with. So that is my recommendation. Tuấn, do you want to add anything else to this?
I think it's really depend, but the on the need. But I think on how you can select the server, you will oftentimes finding that using the MCP server inside the platform like Zapier or Make will oftentimes be a safer choice than you using directly from the provider, because Zapier and Make they have a lot of experience with integration uh, for a long time. So and for most of you, maybe you even have the Zapier or Make account. So it will be easier and better to start from that. Uh, and for the niche use case, for example, web scraping, you might need to use Amplify MCP server, but only for the niche use case.
Yeah, totally agree. Another question that I got is some people are wondering about the security of using MCP. Um, can you share a bit about maybe, and are there any security risks to when using MCP with AI, and how what they can do to mitigate the risk or prevent them from happening?
Yeah, there is obviously you have the risk when using the MCP, because technically when you access to some MCP, your credential could be exposed to the LLM. So I think that is one of the reasons why starting with reliable and platform like Zapier or Make could be a very good starting point. Um, and also for some of the MCP on the market, there are a lot of tools they provide the MCP server, but uh, a lot of them is actually good, but a majority of them are just like their marketing effort to stay relevant, for example. So you might want to take, for example, go to their GitHub page to see whether this tool is well maintained or not. If you seriously worry about the security, and avoid using the local MCP from people that you don't trust, and just use the MCP from the credential provider like Zapier or Make or Amplify.
Yeah, totally agree with you on that. I think there is another piece of advice I often give to people. One thing that you can control is that you should um, limit the access of your AI agents to the tools inside your business apps only to what's needed for their job. So some people, for example, they just add a bunch of tools inside an MCP server, and that may include sensitive actions or actions that the AI agent may not need for the specific job given to them. So if you give too much power to your AI agent, and your AI agent can do too much too sensitive tasks, then you may need to think about that again. Like my recommendation is that you should only give the AI agents the exact tools they need, not more. You can add more tools later if you trust the AI agent or if you need. But then don't give the AI agents the powers that they don't need. So that's something that I think you can control. And then there is also another question with and about MCP that I got is, can you share about the common mistakes of using MCP for AI agents? Tuấn, based on your experience and observation, have you seen any common mistakes?
Um, I think the most common mistake is you select the not reliable provider, or you run some random uh, MCP server, and then you uh, blame the agent or the LM for that. So basically, there will still need some engineer to build the MCP server, and not all the server are similar in terms of the quality. So you should well test it before you apply it for production. Another thing I think is a mistake is that uh, there is some MCP server that are really big, like it have a lot of tools inside the server, and so when you use those server, you might need to explicitly tell the agent what action it need to make on what scenario to avoid the agent mess up with that. And another thing is you should select a high quality model for MCP if you want to use MCP, because um, uh, there are some model that is small and efficient, like GPT 4.1 mini, for example, but it will cannot handle a lot of action in the MCP. But Claude or Gemini 2.5 Pro or the O3 model can handle it better.
Yeah. Thanks for the tips. I totally agree with you. I have some more to share. First, one common mistake that I have seen that is somewhat related to what you have said is that some people they add a lot of tools to one single MCP server because they may think that that make it more convenient to them to maintain, or more convenient to the AI to access because they have everything in one place. That's actually not very true because there are one risk is that you may overload the context of the AI. Now for many AI models, they have a limit on how many tools the AI can handle at one time. I think for OpenAI, GPT 4.1, it is 125 or something. And if you add too many tools and the number exceeds that, the AI will not run. And also, even if you do not reach that limit, the more tools you add to an MCP server and put to your AI, the more context it needs to handle, which may be counterproductive because you are diluting the AI agent's attention from their actual job. So my recommendation for you is that if you have control over the MCP server, you should limit the tools for each MCP server to only the kinds of tools that an AI agent need, and that's it. Because you have the ability to create multiple MCP servers, on Zapier MCP, for example, you can create different MCP servers with different tools. On make.com MCP, you can add a carry parameter to the URL to specify exactly what scenarios that MCP server would have access to. And then for Epify, similarly, you can also add a carry parameter defining what actors to be included in that toolkit. So they all have some, these platforms all have some ways for you to scope the access of your AI agent for a given MCP server. So make sure you utilize that as well. And another mistake that I have seen is that when for platforms like Zapier MCP, on Zapier MCP, you can actually control the input and output of an AI of a tool. So what's coming in and what's coming out, and then on uh, actually, to be correct, on Zapier MCP, you can only control the input of your tool. But on make.com, you can control both the input and the output. The problem is some people they haven't forget to configure the input and output correctly. This is very critical because you are designing how your AI should use the tools. So make sure you configure them correctly. One mistake I have seen is that somebody set up a tool on Zapier MCP that they mix up between which input fields should be specified by human, a predefined value by human, and which input field should be generated by AI. I remember that they mistakenly set all of the input fields to be a predefined value. So that's why when the AI run the tool, they do not get the inputs dynamically from the conversation. Instead, they follow the predefined values by the user. So they kept running the issue of the AI not being able to generate the values that are based on the context of the chat. But this is a problem of their configuration, not with the AI. So I suggest that if you have control over the input and or output of your MCP server, make sure you configure them correctly depending on what you need. And similarly, if your tool also return the output to your AI, and if you have control access over that output, you should also configure them correctly. So for example, if your MCP server has a tool is designed to do something and it should return the result back to the AI, you should control that and make sure it's correct, like exactly as you expect, so that you can ensure the AI has what it needs to continue working from there. So this is a very basic but important thing to keep in mind. And I think one final mistake that I see people make, quite similar to what Tuấn said too, is that you should give clear instructions on how the AI should use different tools inside your server. And I think this is recommended not just for for a server with different tools, but also for a server with limited tools as well, because this is true for all the different tools you give to your AI agent, whether it is a built-in tool from MindPal ourselves or it is via MCP. Your AI agent can only do their job the best when they know exactly when and how to use the tools based on given their current job. So you can add those extra instructions inside your AI agent's system instructions. And if you we also have a video on how you can construct the prompt for your AI agents and how to specify the instructions for tool use and all of these things on our YouTube channel. So make sure to check that out if you want to learn more as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. One final question that we still have in our Q&A list is that what if I need help with MCP setup? Tuấn, would you like to provide some advice on this?
You can refer to our documentation if you want to get hands-on. If you do not want to do that, we have the MindPal managed plan that we have the expert to help you with the MCP setup and connect the agent on MindPal with the tool that you have been using.
Yeah, let me share a little bit more about what Tuấn just said. So we on MindPal we have different plans for you to choose to supercharge your business. Actually, for the first three plans, self-serve plans, if you need help with your MCP setup, you can always email us. Or for higher tiers like team and business, you also can book calls so we can help you troubleshoot the MCP or consult you directly. That's how we have been helping many customers implement their use cases with MCP so far. But recently, we have also introduced a new plan for you to choose, MindPal Manage. This is a done-for-you AI automation solution that includes not just the platform, but also the service. And as part of this plan, we will help you build custom AI agents and workflows for your business with advanced integration as well. So that means if your use cases require MCP setup, we will help you do that end to end. And this means we will help you with the prompting, like how to prompt your AI agents correctly so that they can use these MCP tools effectively. And then find the right MCP server for you, show you how to configure them, as well as making the connection works. So if this is something you may be interested in, check that out. And we also have an article that explains more on how MindPal Manage works. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for sticking with us until now. It's been already, I think, almost 1 hour and a half. Today we have covered a lot about MCP. So we hope that you now have had a solid understanding of what MCP is and how you can start using it inside your company. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@mindpal.io. for now, thank you so much for listening, and we will include all the tutorials and resources that are related to MCP that we have mentioned today inside the video description after the live stream, so you can take a review at them. So thank you so much for your time. Please have a great day, and we will see you in our next trainings and sections like this. Goodbye.
Bye.